What's going on, guys? Welcome to Carrasco Ranch. My name is Robert. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of food and the different types of way you can provide additional supplemental food to your deer herd. If you want to see more videos like this, guys, definitely consider subscribing. I post 2 or 3 videos per week, anything outdoor related, fishing related, or hunting related. So there's a couple ways you can provide additional food to your deer herd. Why is it important? So it's important basically for the health of the herd. So not only for the bucks, we know for the antler growth and stuff like that, but for the does, during the time of pregnancy for these does, it's important that they have a good amount of food so they can produce healthy offspring. The healthy offspring obviously is what's going to continue to populate your land with deer. So one way you can do that is by food plots. Planting food plots is I know up in the Midwest, they do that a lot. Down here in South Texas, not so much. Obviously, we don't get a lot of rain. You'd have to keep that irrigated. But that is another good source of supplemental food for these deer. Another way that we do it down here in South Texas is by cottonseed. It's a high protein. Cottonseed has a lot of protein and a lot of fat storage, a lot of fat that the deer will store and use that for energy as well. Another way is also by hinge cutting trees. So if you hinge cut some trees, you actually get 2 benefits out of doing that. One, you're providing cover for the deer so they can bed down underneath. Second one is you're providing a food source. If it's a high protein leaf, they will have another source of food for those deer added to the cover. There's also a lot of trace nutrients that the deer need that usually is found in the ground and produced with the broadleaves of the plants that they usually eat. But in some cases, you may not have good soils that have a lot of those micronutrients. So what you could do is also provide salt licks or mineral blocks. It's basically another source of those micronutrients to help the deer grow and to grow up healthy. They're micro in the aspect of that they aren't needed in high amounts, high quantities like you would protein or fat. That's why they're called micronutrients. They're needed in small quantities, small amounts. And in some soils, there's really poor soils. You would need to be able to provide some type of supplemental micronutrients. One way is through salt blocks and mineral licks. Salt blocks is what it sounds like. It's mainly salt. And mineral licks are what it sounds like, mainly minerals, and it's usually micro and trace minerals that are found in those blocks as well. I do believe some have some protein in there. You'd have to check the labeling on them, but that's another way to provide another source of good food and good supplemental food for your deer herd. In some parts of the country where there's not much nutrition, I have actually seen deer personally eat like algae or any type of watery plants. They will eat that from time to time. They don't prefer it, but they will eat it. When I first bought this property, it wasn't what it is today. It wasn't looking like this. I actually would come out here and I would see deer begin to start eating the little growth that was growing in this water. The water wasn't like this either. It was basically a small pond with just a bunch of algae growth. And the deer would sometimes come in here and eat this. Since then, I've taken over the property and I've basically provided food plots and other food sources for them. And it's been 2-3 years and I have not seen a deer eating algae, and I'm out here all the time. So deer may eat some type of watery plants if they're not getting they're not getting the nutrition out of the plants around them. I am in South Texas, so we do lack a lot of water down here. So that may be another reason why I had seen those deer eating the algae growth out of this pond. They weren't getting what they needed, so they had to find another source, which was that. So that's what told me that I needed to do something about the land to help improve the land. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the types of food plots or the types of trees you should cut down for the abundance of protein. I'll make that in another video. I just wanted to keep this short and sweet. Just basically tell you the importance of food plots and supplemental foods. Obviously, we know for the herd health of the does and the fawns, the offspring, and for the bucks, of course, to grow antlers. Bucks usually won't put off a lot of growth towards antlers until they have fully matured. Then that energy can start going to the antler growth. Before then, it's going into the skeletal and muscle growth of the deer until they reach structural maturity. That's why you see a lot of people passing on deer that are 3.5, 4.5, so they can pretty much reach their full potential as mature bucks. Because until that age, they're still putting on a lot of the energy into the muscle growth and the skeletal growth of that deer. The best times you do want to do these food plots or provide supplemental food for these deer is before antler growth for the bucks and before the birthing season of the does. So that way they will have a buildup of good, healthy nutrition before they start to give off offspring. Alrighty guys, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I definitely appreciate you stopping by. Definitely go ahead and check out some of my other videos on deer hunting tactics, and anything going on here at the ranch if you're into that kind of stuff. Without further ado guys, be careful, be good, take care, God bless. We'll catch you later.